Yeah, of course.
No extra nervousness or anxiety or
No, I mean, you're so into the game that all the outside noise, I guess, that just still there. You're just trying to figure out the things that didn't work for you well in Game 6, and try to do them better in Game 7.
What's the difference, game 51 on Tuesday versus this?
Well, you're playing the 7th game in a row against the same team. I don't get you don't get to do that on Game 51 on a Tuesday night. So there's a difference.
Or emotionally or whatever?
Not so much emotionally. It's more the adjustments and the things that they doing, the things that we doing, things that we need to do better, the things that they will do better.
You're more focused on them in a way than you would be normally in regular season. It's just your own game, I guess.
Well, you don't get to play 7 times against the same team, so you're pretty much locked into everything they do.
What have they done that much better in the games that you've lost in this series?
I think making shots, obviously, it's, I think whoever makes shots gets a little ahead. And so those, that we can't always rely on making shots. I think that, if we don't make shots, we still got to do the things that we need to do defensively, the breakdown on transition, have as few as possible, control the things that we can control. Those, to me, it's and staying in that moment and not overreacting to whatever might happen. I think that's the same mindset that we need to have.
How soon do you know that you guys are playing at your best in any given game, or that you have a chance to be there?
I don't think you're making, you're not doing that during the game. We're having a great day, or we're not having. You're just so locked in, and you don't think that way. Maybe from the outside, it's easier, to do it, but during the game, you're not. That's not where your mind goes. Like, okay, we're playing great, or we're playing awful, or that's what's working, what's not working. Obviously, frustration to feel, but you don't really realize that.
How close is the line between having a guy like Kawhi on the team who can carry the load for a majority of the game and relying on him carrying the load?
Obviously, when we struggle offensively, we tend to gravitate a lot towards him. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We still got to do the things that we need to do. We got a 24-second shot clock, and he can get it at any time with 3 seconds on the clock or 21. So the rest of the time, the other guys, we need to move, cut, drive, shoot, do the things that we need to do before getting to that point.
How has this team grown since you joined it around the deadline?
It's hard for me to say. I wasn't with the team before that, so it's hard for me to to know the way they did it before, how things were working. It's not a team that I played often against either, so I can't really tell you.
But when you were first playing with this team and still figuring out your role,
yeah,
figuring you out, where's everything kind of gotten better from you?
I think we're still doing that. I think, to this day, I think we're still figuring out, because a lot of things to us are new. So just how you approach them, that, you can approach them with frustration sometimes, or you can approach them with, the growth mindset and with a, positive mindset. It's a lot better and a lot easier to solve.
Marc, how much does the veteran component of your team matter or factor in at all into a Game 7 when compared to Philly and perhaps some less experience?
I don't know. I mean, to me, like, I remember being a younger player with Memphis and facing Game 7s, and it didn't really matter. I think it's more, it doesn't have to do much with experience. I think it's more with character and the way you're built. If they, in a semifinal of a conference, Eastern Conference semifinal, they mean they're pretty strong mentally, and and they have a really good, talented team, and with size, and you can't take possessions off. I mean, that team, they might not make shots all the time, but they have guys that crash the boards. Those points you got to squash them. You can't let them have 2 or 3 cracks at it.
How do you stay so level-headed right before a game that counts for so much?
Well, it's
Is that just who you are?
well, I don't don't know. It's just the way it is.
There's been a few different games in this playoffs, both series, where Kyle's really, from the minute the ball goes up, really tries to push in the first quarter. What signal does that send to the team when he's looking to be aggressive?
Yeah, when the ball gets downhill into the paint and we force and the ball is moving side to side, the game is a lot easier for everybody. You can get guys moving. They have to rotate. They have to turn their head. They have to scramble a little more, and that makes things easier to read than sometimes you're just standing there and it's a little harder. So we're gonna do a better job of setting screens, separating, creating those triggers, and after that, play basketball.
Things kind of fall into place a little bit when you establish that early?
When the ball, I think when Kyle or Kawhi or Pascal or even myself or Danny, whoever comes in, Freddie, Norm, Pat, whoever comes in and the ball gets to the paint and collapses that defense, you already got them scrambling mode at 18 seconds. That you have 18 seconds now to find a great shot.
Embiid just seems to be so comfortable sagging on those high pick and rolls, and obviously it leaves that kind of mid-range jumper for you or Serge or whoever it might be. Do you see that as being a pretty critical point to take advantage of?
Yeah. When he's guarding one of us, we have to find that gap. I don't find him playing me as much as I thought. But whenever he is, or Boban or whoever, and you get, you try to get your mind right and get that rhythm and let it fly.
At its best, how good is this team and how good could this team be as you guys continue to grow?
We got to grow and we got to show growth tomorrow, and and the next day after it too. Like it's growing. It's not always on your terms. You got to continue to grow, whether you liking how it's going or not. You got to things go your way or not. That's what growth means. Especially when things don't go your way, that you show your growth. So I think this team faced, after Orlando game 1, a little bit of adversity. How we responded. I like that when we were down 2-1. I like how we responded as well, and now we 3-3 and ahead of a game 7. So I like to see we always every time we hit a challenge we come out and responded and control things that we can control. I think that's going to be the key. I mean those little details that mean so much to a basketball game.
It was the moment. Game 7s are what you play for, what you work for. It's one of the best games of your career and kind of the playoffs. You get to a Game 7, so we know how hard it's going to be. And for me, it's kind of like go out there, guns a blazing, and play hard. And about that Game 7 in Miami, was just do whatever it takes to win. And I think a lot of this game is all about playing hard as you can. You just leave it all out there. Like I said, like you really have to. Win or go home.
Did you ever look back on that game, or would you look back on that game?
Nah, it's a different game, different series, different time, different team. All things. All different. Aspects and situations. But what I do know is that we got to play hard, and I got to leave it all out there. Dive, loose ball, take charge, whatever it takes to win the game is that situation in the Game 7.
What's been the difference for you for your best performances in this series and the ones that you kind of wanted more?
Aggressiveness. It's all about aggressiveness, all about assertiveness. Game 6, I tried to be a little bit aggressive. They were helping. They made adjustments from Game 5, and I got to the line 8 times in Game 5, and 0 Game 6. So it's just all about the adjustments, but just being aggressive and being attacking in attack mode.
Is there a danger in Game 7s to play too safe? Not to make mistakes rather than take the game?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what Game 7s make things a little bit different. Everything's like magnified to 10 times, and I think that's one thing I've learned from Game 7s. I played in 4 now, so I think just you can't be timid. You just got to go. Whatever happens, the chips fall. The chips fall where they may.
Do you remember the 2001 Raptors Sixers game?
No, Doug, I don't. I don't remember it, Doug. I don't care. It don't matter. If we want a different outcome. That's what we want, a different outcome.
Are there still, at this point, after 6 games, adjustments to be made?
Yeah, the one thing about the playoffs is every game is a different game, and I mean we've proven it in this series. Every game is a different game, and I expect no difference. Different thing than another game 7. So every game has been different. Games 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 have been different, and some similarities in there, but they're all different. And game 7 will be a different game.
Does the fact that each game has been so different make it a little difficult to kind of prepare for?
No, you prepare like you prepare every game like you have no more, and you make adjustments and. You make different adjustments. You make adjustments maybe from game 1. You go back and look at these things that were done. So it's not difficult to prepare for it. It's just you want to prepare for it the right way. You want to prepare for it the correct way. But things aren't going to be perfect. But if you do it hard, you can make up for a lot of the imperfections.
Are you guys at the stage where there's nothing really they can do after 6 games that you haven't seen at least once? Is it really coming down to like almost an IQ and an effort?
It's gonna be. There are things they could do that are different. They can play zone. They haven't played zone yet. I mean, there's a lot of different things that they can do. But yeah, a lot of it comes with effort and shot making, shot taking, and shot making. Be aggressive. Let them fly.
Of all the things that this team has kind of been putting itself together all season in different ways, has for you and you look back at the series, is that one of the kind of defining things? Is just whether you guys are willing and able to make the shots you get.
Make them. Yeah, I mean, you got to take them before you make them, and that's the one thing we've been working for. We got great professionals in here. We got good shot makers, great shot makers, good shooters, great shooters. We got players that can make all the right plays, and I think that's where this game comes down to making the right plays, taking the right shots, and the right shot may be to shoot the ball, and the right play may be to shoot the ball or take a dribble and help and make the defense help collapse. It's a lot of different things that will go into this game.
Is that one of the tricks of both you and Marc, is that you're fundamentally unselfish players, and because you've had so little time together, figuring out kind of the hierarchy of importance of every play, like in terms of whether it's you or someone else, is still something you're.
No, I think we know. We just got to do it, and I think we just try to make the right play sometimes, and what we think is the right play. It may be not the right play at the time, but it may be the right to play during a regular season or during a couple possessions ago. So it's the difference between just forcing up shots and taking the right shot. And there's a couple possessions that you say, man, we should have shot that ball, or Pascal should have shot this one, or this, that, and the other.
How important is it to be home for game 7?
It's super important. We play for this all year. We play to get home court, have this advantage for us. But home court isn't going to win the game for us. Our fans, we need them to be there early, loud. And I'm talking about, be obnoxious, just make sure they can, not hear the play calls and just be into the game and really cheer us on no matter what.
Is it as simple? I mean, Embiid just seems like he's not even playing pick and rolls, really. He's just sort of sagging back on everything. So is it as simple as just, you got to make those 16, 18 footers?
I mean, some of those shots are there. A lot of those shots are there. Pascal makes some shots, and he's open. He's going to keep taking them, and we're going to pass him the ball, encourage him to take them. But there's other things that you can do to kind of make him being more involved. And Pascal's been doing a great job games 5 and 6 of screening, and I think that's going to be a big continuous for us in game 7.
How big is the rebound?
It's huge. I mean, I think have we won a game rebounding? Have we won the rebounding game once? We tied in game 5, right? We tied game 5, I believe. We tied it. So, the rebound has been a big, advantage for them, and we can't let that happen. Can't. No, it just does a lot. I think the last game they had 15, 16 second chance points. I mean, it's 56 points in the paint. Stuff like that we got to control.
Given the way this series has gone so up and down, back and forth, and given how, again, you guys are still putting it together, what do you know about how this team's going to play? How much can you know?
Hard. That's what I do know. We're going to play hard as possible, leave it out there. And it's not going to be easy for either team. But, I think I can definitely speak for us that we're going to leave it all out there. I mean, really.
Since they have such a rebounding advantage,
letting them get out and go. You know what I mean? We're not, doing bad things. Things that we can control, we need to control a lot better. We made some mistakes in transition. I mean, listen, they got, some of the really good transition players. Tobias Ben is probably one of the best top 3 in the league in transition. They got Joel trailing the play. Jimmy's getting out. They got some really good transition players, and we got to do some things that we can control to help that.
Is it worth it to maybe catch the foul at half court?
I think I did it once. I mean, we got to see what happens. We just try to get back. If we get back, if we're all back, there's no reason to foul, right? You got to look at certain situations, time, game, score. Who's back, who's not. A lot of things that go into that. 3 seconds.
Are there still adjustments you guys can make to the Embiid pick and roll
Yep.
or use the screener?
Yep.
How much of a
Yep.
problem was that in Game 6?
There are adjustments that we can make. There are things that we're going to do different. He just, I think Embiid just was, played a really good game. He's a dominant force, and he knows, the game. He's letting the game come to him a little bit more in Game 6, and he played well. He's been helping their team. And you still got to always pay attention to what he's out there. You always got to know where he's at on the floor and what he's doing.
What does this game mean to you personally?
It means a lot. This is a chance to go to Eastern Conference Finals, a chance to get another step closer to our goal, our team goal, my individual goal, and make a finals and take a step at a time. It means a lot just an overall for our team and organization, just to take another step towards where we want to be.
So I feel like this is the best chance you've had to reach those goals you're talking about?
I mean, I've had a chance before. I've been to Eastern Conference Finals once. I feel like nothing matters but Game 7, and then taking that step to the next level.
Why do you enjoy an elimination game at Game 7, these kind of moments? Is it fun, or is it too anxious, nerve-wracking to enjoy?
It's fun. I mean, it's basketball still. Got another chance to, move on to the next round. It's pretty much what I get from it. Just try to go out there and have fun.
Are you the type that gets a little more nervous, or gets a little more caught up in?
I mean, every playoff game is, you come in nervous or with some anticipation, just ready to play. So just go out and play. Can't let your nerves get the best of you. You just go play basketball.
What have you learned about this team and this series that works for you guys consistently, that when you're good, that's good?
Obviously, when we're on the same page, playing good transition defense, limiting their offensive rebounds, and we're able to get out and play, have some pace on the offensive end, and that's it pretty much. I think just limiting their offensive rebounds been key to the series.
Why do you think it isn't always there? Why do you think it's been so back and forth this series?
Just sometimes, you get unlucky, miss shots, long rebounds, things like that, ball just bouncing off the rim the wrong way. And, obviously just not boxing out at times, just not wanting the ball more.
Or what do you do on your downtime? Like away from the film session, practice, and game?
During right now, playoffs, I'm just hanging out with my family pretty much, hanging out with my daughter, watching TV, playing games with her.
Is it important to have that kind of respite from everything that's going on with the playoffs? With a little bit something that's outside of it?
That's the most important thing that's really going on. Basketball is just go out there and play, do your job, have fun, not doing it. That's all you could do, leave it all on the floor. And, the most important thing in life is family and health.
Is there anything that Philly could do that would kind of surprise you at this point? I mean, you've played them 6 times. Does everything look pretty familiar? And it really maybe an effort play or a kind of breaking out or something and doing something spontaneous?
We'll see next game, but obviously they want to win as well. Like you said, we played them 6 times already, and it's just like you said, it's going to be who wants it more, and 50 balls, who's going to win that, rebounding, and then just making shots, things you can't control, just see who makes shots.
First and foremost, I expected this to be a great series, so I'm not all that surprised that we're here, right? And it's just, it's again a little bit like that's a good team we're playing. They're well coached. They've had some great moments. We've had some great moments. It's been it's been a weird 3-3, right? We've already discussed that, but it doesn't surprise me that we're here, and we just got to prepare and go play.
Where's the one area where you've most exceeded expectations in 6 games, and the one area where you've least exceeded expectations?
Most exceeded expectations. Well,
You've all done really
yeah. I mean, listen, I think Kevin, it's kind of been such game by game, right? There's some games where I thought, my God, our defense was phenomenal and as stingy and rugged and as connected as could be. And then I just flip around and say there's some games where it hasn't been. But again, I probably would say I'm probably most surprised that we just haven't shot the ball better. And I really believe we got a good shooting team. I mean, it's not like we're I'd be saying, God, we had a body of work where we were the best shooting 3-point team in the league from the Marc Gasol trade on. So it's not like I'm pie in the sky in it here, right? So again, I think that's exciting. I think it's we always talk about law of averages, or what's the word you always use, Michael? Regression. Yeah, regression to the mean. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Blake, that's you. Variance. Small sample size. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Yeah.
A lot of what was driving those numbers was Danny Green was just phenomenal the last 2.5 months of the season.
He's a phenomenal shooter.
All year he was.
Yeah.
Is it just a case of he can be taken, where they can lock in on a guy? He's not a guy who's going to get his own shot.
Is he not getting shots, Michael? Is he not getting open shots?
He is getting open shots, so it's Danny's fault.
No, I'm not saying that either. It's not anybody's. I mean, it's again, he's like everybody else. I mean, maybe the greatest shooter in the history of this game was shooting 25% through 5 games in a series. I mean, it's impossible that your team played that poorly. Well, Golden State's laid a couple eggs in the playoffs too. I mean, we just got to look around a little bit, right? Things happen. You got to bounce back. That's where we are.
He's been with Kyle for a long time.
Yep.
I was asking him before, he had that game 7 against Miami, maybe as good a playoff game numbers-wise as it. What is there, and we've seen in this playoffs, some days, first quarters he comes and brings it. Is there a kind of a bad signal that you see with him that you know that he's going to really work to get the ball in the paint, go downhill, and just kind of spark?
Well, first of all, I think he's played very, very well in these playoffs. Just in general, I just think he's had really good games, and there's obviously been some games where he's had more points, and it seems like he plays a lot better. But I think he's played really, really well. Again, continuing to fight like heck and block everybody out, no matter how big they are, and take charges and all those kind of things. Again, I think. He's trying to get downhill and transition. He's trying to take it off the screens and get downhill. Again, if it's me, I want him to shoot a few more, right? Of especially still some threes there, I think, that are there that he can take. And again, he is in my opinion, he's a great 3-point shooter. And I guess I don't know what the signals are. I mean, I believe Kyle will be there to play tomorrow, right? With some unbelievable energy and making plays, and I'm sure he's gonna test the waters, getting downhill and getting into the paint.
Is there a danger in a Game 7 for a team to play safe as opposed to freely, play not to lose as opposed to win, and things like that?
I think there's a danger for a lot of things, Doug, and I think that's certainly one of them, right? You play not to lose, but I don't see that. We've had some moments of getting of not playing very well or getting knocked around or whatever. During this year, during the regular season as well, right? You've seen them all, and this team almost always responds. Expect them to respond tomorrow.
Nothing about Game 7 is obviously easy or makes anybody comfortable, but you have Kyle,
make it, I mean, how does that make you feel for a game?
Well, it's good. I mean, those guys have obviously been there before, and I think that the majority, or not the majority, some of those guys are not pleased with their play in the last game, right? Starting with their effort and next, I would say their execution, offensively and defensively, and then their performance. Right, and again, usually what makes these good guys so good, these experienced guys so good, is they always find a way to turn that stuff around.
How fine is the line between having a guy like Kawhi who can be so dominant and you want him to play free and get his, and relying on him in tough moments?
I mean, there is a balance there, I think, as well, right? I think that we've had, I guess 2 of our best games went each direction, right? One of them he did kind of carry the load, and one of them he didn't, and everybody else did, right? And I just think, but I mean, we certainly need contributions from other people, and we need other. I mean, we got a lot of good players out there that need to contribute and score. I think the opportunities have been there like crazy for them to do it, right? So they're going to need to do it. I'm not sitting here saying, "Geez, we need X out of Kawhi," or we don't. We just go play it and take the opportunities that present themselves.
Of all the ways you try to kind of prepare, you've tried to prepare this team for this moment, right? With different lineups, with different
Yes.
teams, adding stuff in as the season's going on. How much, given how kind of back and forth and up and down the series has been, how much can you know of what you can expect from this team in this moment? Like, will you know until it happens, or?
Well, I guess I'm expecting a hell of a effort and a hell of a performance tomorrow, right? As far as game planning or lineups or things that could be changed and done, I expect them to. If we throw a all big lineup out there with Kawhi at the 2 and Pascal at the 3 and Serge at the 4 and Marc at the 5, I expect them to be able to operate within that. If I throw a couple coverages we haven't used out there, which is a real possibility, I expect them to be able to execute them. That's part of all that testing and tinkering around that we did all year.
What do you do if Embiid plays 40 minutes? How would that affect what you do? He's kind of in that 34-minute range. And,
Yeah.
Obviously when he's on the floor, the numbers are pretty good.
Yeah. I think the minutes things for both teams will probably be off the table tomorrow, right? So I would expect your best players to play as many minutes as they possibly can. That all the way through until it's decided.
How long is your leash for the guys who have struggled in the series that you've gone to now and again, but they haven't always kind of been the best?
Well, those are some guys too I left out that aren't very happy with their performance either. I mean, the opportunity is going to be presented to them, like I almost always do it. They get their opportunity. If they take advantage of it, the opportunity becomes a little longer. If they don't, it becomes a little shorter.
How high on your list of things that are important tomorrow is rebounding?
Very high. It's been a critical issue in some games, right? So it's extremely high. I think it's difficult enough work to get them to take some of the shots we want to get them to take, and when we do, we can't celebrate until we get the rebound, right? Because I think we've made them do some things they don't want to do, or take some tough shots, or take really challenged shots, and then we kind of let them off the hook a few too many times with a putbacker here and there. And we have to be better. We have to be more physical in our blockouts. We have to be super conscientious of finding bodies, running into the basket, and then we got to go rebound like some grown men. We got to go up and grab them with 2 hands and squeeze them and hold on to them and get in a strong body position.
How much, if any, Houston losing yesterday
Well, here's what I think about the most there. I think is that, you know, you look at Golden State going in and doing what they did, and then you look back at their playoff run this time, and they've stunk in the playoffs some, right? But we all know they're a really, really good team. So again, I say this all the time. Each game is its own kind of entity. And there was no more demonstration of that than last night. No matter what you think's going to happen, or where momentum you think is heading, or who's on the floor, or where it's being played, each game is its own entity, and you got to bring it.
Is there, Marc said something interesting before you came in. He said growth doesn't happen on your terms. What do you think when you hear that?
Well, I think I think this. I think when we ended up with Orlando in the first round, I would have said arguably that was the toughest draw, taking nothing away from any of the other teams. They were the hottest team, 5 through 8. They were really understanding their roles. They were very well coached and dangerous. And I thought that if we went through that series with them, it had a chance of making us better, right? This team is super talented, right? And if we can get out of it, we are going to grow again, right? And I think it's a good thing. Do we love it? Do we love these last couple of days? No, we don't. Do we love some of the days off in between after we got our ass kicked? Not very much. But it feels like a chance to grow.
How much has this team grown since you got Marc? Like how
A lot.
Closer to where
A lot.
it's high?
A lot.
Where do you see it?
Well, it's good. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out where it ends up, right? But again, I still think there's ceiling to get to. I think you've seen some high peaks in these playoffs, right? We gotta diminish some of these valleys a little bit, but maybe again that's just who we are. But the high peaks are pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
You say that you can make it out of it against the Sixers, a good team that you can grow from it. You can't make it out of it. What's the growth level?
I don't know. I'm gonna talk about that. Talk about that later.